Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and today I bring you an amazing topic of discussion, and that is the role of AI in software engineering. There is this a lot of phobia and panic going on that AI can be able to replace software engineering, and AI is going to take up the role of software engineering very soon, and that we're not going to have software engineers or software jobs soon and in a very time to come. And I think I have my point of view regarding that, and my point of view is directly opposite to that because I don't think AI can really take up the role of software engineering. The reason I'm saying that is that if you have ever done a production grade or a production level software program that has solved a real world problem, you will understand that AI will not be able to take up software engineering role anytime soon. Um, Software engineering is not just about writing code. It is much more than that. It is about problem solving skills. And what I think will be the role of AI in software engineering field is that AI can only be able to play the role of generating code, which many of the times even the code it generates still is very buggy and very shallow code, which of course requires a human engineer or a programmer to be able to rewrite that code so that it can be written in the best way possible so that it can be scalable in the long run, and also it can be able to address the issue of performance. So that is what I think AI will be able to play the role of that. But software engineering is not just about writing code, it is about problem solving. Let us take a case scenario or a use case where we want to develop a core banking system for a certain bank. And now the problem we're trying to tackle here is automating the banking process. That is a problem. Before we even write code for that system, there is an aspect of design and the aspect of solving that problem even before getting to writing code. What are these design principles and what needs to be addressed before writing code? For example, you need to decide or you need to address the issue of user interface. How should the user interface of that application look like? Are we going to have a mobile application? Is it a web application? Is it a desktop application? Or is it a combination of all these? Uh, what kind of database are we going to have? Are we going to use MySQL database? Are we going to use Postgres database? Or what are we going to use, SQL database or no SQL database? Are we going to use a combination of the two? Or how do we design this database so that it is well normalized so that it does not have issues of uh, concurrent issues or corrupt data or duplicate data and all that? How should we handle transactions, concurrent transactions? How should we handle issues of maybe committing a transaction or reading of transactions? And how do we handle issues of caching of data? Where are we going to cache our data? Is it what kind of caching mechanism are we going to use? How are we going to know our users? That is QIC. How how are we going to onboard the users? How are we going to authenticate these users so that when they log into our system we know that these are the users? What kind of authentication mechanism are we going to use? Are we going to use maybe biometrics? Are we going to use, what kind of biometrics are we going to use then? Or are we going to use JWT token based authentication? Are we going to use form based authentication? Or are we going to use what kind of authentication are we going to use? Okay, then what are we going to use to verify the users? Are we going to use email verification, or are we going to use SMS verification, or what kind of verification are we going to have? What kind of OTP are we going to have? What is the length of that OTP? The expiration time for that OTP. Okay, and what kind of deployment are we going to have? Are we going to deploy on this platform, or are we going to deploy on cloud platform, or are we going to deploy in-house, or what kind of deployment nature are we going to use? Okay, if it is deployment, are we going to use Dockerization? Are we going to use Docker containers? Are we going to use um, um, GitHub workflows? What kind of deployment automation are we going to have? All these are design principles that you have to design and come up with as a software engineer before you can even get to the point of writing code. Now, when you've done that, you can now use AI to help you generate code that will help to improve or write that code faster. And even the code you generate using AI, you must still be able to look at that code and see whether it is scalable code, whether it is it has issues of performance, okay, whether it has the issues of reliability, whether it has issues of security, before you can actually copy that code and paste it in your program. So that's what I think will be the role of AI in software engineering field. It will play the role of generating code, not the role of problem solving or software engineering skill. So for that is my point of view, and I think software engineering is just like any other engineering field, is going to be around for a very long time, and it might not be replaced anytime soon. So if you have that phobia or you have that panic that software engineering is not going to be relevant for in the short while, then you might be wrong based on my point of view. So you need to know that it's going to be there, and you can even start enrolling in one of the software engineering courses and start learning the skill. The skill is very vital, very important, unreplaceable skill, and a skill that can earn you a living. So if you're interested in joining or learning a software engineering, please reach out to CodeArchive and make sure you register on the link that is on this video. I'm going to put a link on this video description part. Click on that link, you will be able to get to our website. You're going to see all the kind of courses that we offer. We have software engineering, we have a full stack course, we have a front end, we have a back end course, we have AI development course where you learn models and machine learning, and we have lots of courses there that you can register. Click on one of the course, apply on that course and enroll. Make the payments. The payment is only Kenyan shillings 2,000. Before you make the payments, you have to enroll first. Your enrollment has to get verified, and then from there you're going to join the class. So we have classes happening 3 times in a week, and then the rest of the time it is self-paced where you learn on your own. Of course, there are assignments and quizzes that you do, and at the end of the course you do an examination and a capstone project, then which is of course marked and rated, and if you meet the passing grade, then you are going to be awarded a certificate and then also be placed on an internship. So we have a button where you can click on jobs and gigs, and when you click on that jobs on gigs, you're going to see a list of companies that need interns for doing internship or apprenticeship in their companies. So you can apply in one of those. Once you do the internship with them and they find that you're good, then you can be able to be given a permanent job. Who knows, maybe that way might be a your way of landing your first job. So we have companies which we partner with, and they are able to upload an opportunity, so but they can only be able to hire you once they have seen that you have earned a certificate with us, and we have verified you, and you can be able to start your first internship with one of those companies. Otherwise, thank you, and let me also know your point of view regarding the role of AI in software engineering. Otherwise, thank you for joining this clip, and see you in our next discussion.